Hello, I'm Raisa Chintami of the Indonesia channel at the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta, and welcome to your weekly look at the dynamic Southeast Asia region. The 31st ASEAN Summit brought together several leaders, meeting formally for the first time. Host Rodrigo Duterte of the Philippines officially met U.S. President Donald Trump on November 12th. The pair had met briefly a few days earlier in Vietnam at another regional gathering. A traditional handshake pose took a bit more time than previous years, but all soon got it right and the meetings began. When ASEAN leaders got down to business, the agenda was filled with familiar issues. The Philippines' Duterte said ASEAN leaders were able to reach several agreements on solutions to regional and international hotspot issues. ASEAN and dialogue partner China agreed to further promote regional economic cooperation, maritime security, and fighting terrorism. The summit also produced a wide exchange of views on how to realize ASEAN Community Vision 2025. We'll hear directly from regional leaders shortly in this program. ASEAN defense chiefs pledged to fight against terrorism prior to the Manila event. Counter-terrorism was particularly significant at the 11th ASEAN Defense Ministers meeting. All signed a joint declaration on October 23rd to work together on countering all forms of terrorism and extremism in the region. They discussed the siege in the Philippines' southern Marawi district, where the military ended an offensive that same day. An insurrection left more than 900 militants, 165 troops and policemen, and 47 civilians dead in 5 months of fighting. In other news in the region, nearly 50 people were killed in an industrial tragedy outside of Jakarta. Investigators say it was sparks from a welder that set off an explosion and fire on October 26th at this factory owned by the Panca Buana Cahaya Success Company. The workers made and packaged fireworks here. 48 were killed, with dozens more hurt. The factory's owners were arrested on negligence charges. Thailand said a final and emotional farewell to their late king. The remains of Bhumibol Adulyadej were taken to separate destinations. The late king's bones were moved to the Chakri Throne Hall on October 29th, and his ashes were later transferred to 2 royal temples alongside the Grand Palace in Bangkok. The last day of the elaborate funeral ceremony in Bangkok drew an estimated 200,000 mourners dressed in black. King Bhumibol was the world's longest reigning monarch when he died in October last year at the age of 88. In a major business development, Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba officially launched its first expansion outside China in Southeast Asia. It has been just 1 year since Alibaba founder Jack Ma and Malaysia's Prime Minister Najib Razak first discussed about working together to boost e-commerce and establish a logistics hub for Southeast Asia. At the launching ceremony, Ma and Razak broke ground for the creation of the sprawling zone called Aeropolis, which will be home to Alibaba's e-fulfillment hub for ASEAN. Immediate benefits from the partnership when the digital free trade zone went out on November 3rd.
We have witnessed a historical movement that from today, in Asia, one country, the small business can use in digital ways to enable themselves to sell things, to buy things, to reach the money all across the world. This is what we feel so excited about.
Malaysia's ICT agency had expected 1,500 small and medium enterprises to sign up by the launch. Now, around 2,000 enterprises have done so.
This is the part that will provide the growth, the potential, the impetus, the catalyst for us to change, redefine regional global trade, redefine the role of SMEs, and redefine the partnership of not only Alibaba and Malaysia, but Malaysia and China.
Alibaba had already boosted its presence in Southeast Asia by acquiring Indonesian e-commerce company Lazada. More ASEAN Today is coming up shortly. We hear from the leaders gathered in Manila, their hopes for the region and the world. You're watching ASEAN Today. I'm Raisa Chantami in Jakarta. The world watched as leaders gathered here in Southeast Asia for a series of high-powered summits. In Manila, it was ASEAN members and their partners. Prior to that, in Vietnam, the setting was at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum.
Diversity will always pull us in separate directions. But regional integration anchored on open and free trade will allow us to maximize the opportunities. It is my hope that the ASEAN Mentors for Entrepreneurship Network would become a catalyst for inclusive prosperity that can be shared by all.
Today, I am here to offer renewed partnership with America, to work together to strengthen the bonds of friendship and commerce between all of the nations of the Indo-Pacific, and together to promote our prosperity and security.
很高兴来到岘港，再次同亚太工商界的朋友们见面。岘港确实是一个美丽的地方啊！我们下了飞机以后一路走过来啊，感觉到是心旷神怡。亚太是全球经济最大的板块，也是世界经济增长的一个主要的引擎。工商界是促进经济增长的生力军，是新发展理念的探索者、实践者。
We live in a rapidly changing world. To keep ASEAN a central and dynamic driving force that can deal with the challenges and opportunities, Singapore's chairmanship focuses on the themes of resilience and innovation.
At the conclusion of the summit, the leadership gavel was passed on to next year's chair, Singapore. More ASEAN Today is coming up shortly. A look at the daily life of these newest Indonesian residents. This is ASEAN Today, coming to you from Jakarta, home of the ASEAN Secretariat. Malaysians are relieving themselves of overburdened days by using technology. ASEAN Today's Fauzul Azim reports on how mobile phones provides many benefits.
Daisy Jane is a 33-year-old housewife. She barely has enough time to go to the shopping mall or the supermarket, because she has to take care of her two daughters. But since she started doing mobile shopping, her life has become much easier.
I've been using this kind of online shopping apps for 2 years, and they already changed the way I shop. As a housewife, it's very convenient and easy for me. Anywhere I can shop, and even in the house I can shop. While cooking, also can shop. And I got more time to my kids.
Online shopping has also won support from the Malaysian government, which recently introduced a series of preferential measures for these platforms.
Our central bank, Bank Negara, has bring down the IBG rate, the interbank gyro, to a very low affordable rate. So with that, the convergence between electronic payment as well as physical payment, or in e-commerce we call it the O2O, online to offline, offline to online, this is happening. When the rates is the same, people want more informed information and real-time information.
Many online shopping stores in Malaysia are doing their utmost to launch sales promotions and increase the range of their items to attract customers.
Consumer, when they come to our website or 11th Street platform, they want to see variety of the product, not only from the local, but also from the product from the overseas. In these days, the price point of the Chinese product is very competitive. So people here still wants to look for the lower price with a good quality. So we try to source more Chinese product from this year.
Mobile phone shopping makes up more than 70% of the country's total online purchasing. And with customers like Daisy Jane, that number is on the rise. Fauzul Azim for ASEAN Today.
Here are several events on the ASEAN calendar. The Overcoat Music Festival 2017 will be held on December 10th in Khao Ko, Phetchabun, Thailand. Ravers will flock to the Jakarta Warehouse Project 2017 on December 15th and 16th at the Jakarta International Exhibition Center. And theaters throughout Manila will showcase the Metro Manila Film Festival 2017 on December 25th. Indonesia's newest visitors are furry and lovable and getting a lot of visitor attention. ASEAN Today's Wendy Widiantini has the story.
The pair of giant pandas Chow Tao and Hu Chun are in good condition at Taman Safari Indonesia's Panda House 1 month after arriving in Jakarta, the country's capital, on September 28.
熊猫在检疫的时候，这1个多月，那么这情况是非常好，因为什么呢？它吃的就好，我们有住址好的住址准备给他们，有10多种的住址，还有我们抽血啦，查尿查，全部都情况都十分好。
To provide a better environment for the pandas, the Indonesia government approved 5 hectares of land where the Panda House now stands. The interior design of the building is in accordance with the Wulong National Nature Reserve in southwest China's Sichuan province. It took 2 years to complete constructions on the building.
我们有四间的内设有2间，那外设有2间，那么我们四周围都是环山，好像卧龙基地一样。那么我们也是感谢中国的技术的医生怎么来帮忙我们。
The exterior of the Panda House was built in the style of a traditional Chinese building. Inside the house there are a variety of panda souvenirs for sale. Male giant panda Chow Tao, who was born on August 4, 2010 in the city of Yan in Sichuan province, weighs 127 kilograms. Female giant panda Hu Chun, who was born on September 8, 2010, currently weighs 113 kilograms. The 2 giant pandas' arrival in Jakarta makes Indonesia the 16th country to collaborate on giant panda research outside China. Wendy Widiantini for ASEAN Today.
We like hearing from you throughout the ASEAN region and the world. Yen Nangling of Myanmar liked our photo of ASEAN leaders celebrating 50 years of ASEAN. Thank you for your Facebook like, Miss Yan. All of our episodes are posted on YouTube, so check us out there if you can't find us on your local TV channel. Then let us know what you're thinking about or what you want to see on the program. Email us at aseantodaytv@gmail.com, post something on our Facebook page, or tweet us at ASEANTodayTV. And that's ASEAN Today for this week. I'm Raisa Chantami of the Indonesia channel in Jakarta. Terima kasih. Please join us again next time.